Hi, everybody. I am going live for a potential podcast conversation. Hi. I never know when it starts because it kind of does all this stuff in the background, so I can't always really tell when I'm live, but I think I'm live now. So I am doing a sort of maybe a podcast. I just wanted to share my interesting Friday night. I think some of you, if you follow me at all, kind of watched as I was being hacked. And I just wanted to talk about that a little bit and see whether this turns into a podcast or not. Um, I'm going to try. I'm going to start just in case I use it. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. By the way, before I start that, if you have any comments or you're watching and you'd like to participate, please know that I'm wide open to that. I love it when people watch and comment if you feel like you want to be a part of this conversation. That's what I love about lives. I need to do more of this because I used to do this on Tuesday and Thursday nights in my Get Real community. It was a little, how would I say it? It's a little more curated. It's a private group, so we could talk about anything we wanted to. It was really cool. It was called the Orange Chair Dialogue. I might need to resurrect the Orange Chair Dialogue. Hi, Roger. My cousin Roger in Florida is saying hi. So, hi. Um, anyway, so I am kind of thinking I want to get back to that. I had interviews on the Orange Chair Dialogue where I learned a lot about people. I love interviewing, and I found out, I guess I already knew this, but I'm good at it. I'm good at interviewing. And I go back to my roots as a journalist. I started my career as a journalist. I was the news and sports editor of a weekly newspaper in northern North Dakota, and I like that. So I might have to check back into that. I'm in this stage of my life right now where, as a career, I am, this might show up in the podcast or the conversation I want to have, but it's, how can I say this without sounding cynical? Because I really want to avoid this whole place that we can all go that gets a little dark. But it's easy to go there when you witness a lot of things around you that are not exactly what you prefer them to be. And I'm working to stay out of that. So with that, that's kind of the setup for everything. And as always, feel free to comment. 10 viewers, please do if you feel so moved. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Circle Up and Get Real, where we talk about things that matter with people who matter. And it's turning out that a lot of episodes, a lot of things are happening in the world that are easy to get upset about. I noticed that somebody just put something on here about getting my account back. I started up by talking about what happened on Friday night with me. By the way, I'm doing this live on Facebook, and people are communicating if they want to, and some of them are talking about me getting hacked over the weekend. So I'm good though. Thanks everybody. I'm good because I've got it back, obviously. So I'm here, and it didn't turn out to be as bad as it could have been. But thank you for these resources. I can't pronounce the name, but thank you, and Angel Mills, for that information. So everybody, let this be a lesson to all of us. If you get hacked, and if something happens, it is possible to get your account back. I just want to say that right up front. So Friday night, I have a person I know in real life in my town who I thought messaged me about asking for a favor. And I wasn't as present as I could have been on Friday night. I just went, yep, no problem, what do you need? And this person said that she needed a code sent to her because she had been locked out of her Facebook account. Well, I don't know how that is. I've not had that happen to me, so I did that. And they sent me a code for her, and I sent it to her. Well, that was the hacker. He got in and got my information, got my phone number, and shut down my account. And it was a little bit of a panic, just because, as you know, if you follow me at all, I am very active on Facebook, and I think I use it for good. I think I do. I feel that one of the things I'm called to do in the world is to put more positivity in, and so I know that's what I do with my Facebook account. And it it was interesting when this person was texting me on my phone telling me that he wanted $200 to get my account back. And I was engaging in the conversation. I said, please tell me why you do this. And he said, do what? And I said, why you would think that I would give you $200 and trust that you would give me my account back when you stole it in the first place. And we had a little exchange. In the meantime, I was working in the background with the Facebook people and went through the whole what to do if you get your account hacked. And I was able to regain access through Instagram first and then Facebook. And I changed my password, did all those things. And I have it back, obviously, or I wouldn't be here right now to tell you about this. But it's easy, I think, it would be easy to get really cynical about that. And easy to say, these people who need a life, get a life, loser who's, hacking people to get money. It's so easy to do that. And I think that's the reaction that many people have when something less than what they want to happen happens. I was going to say bad, but it's not even really bad. Nothing is good or bad. It's only how we look at it. And things like this have to happen, I think, so that I can understand contrast better. I did panic. I'll be honest. I did panic a little bit. I thought about all the things I would lose. My videos of my mom, the things that I have stored on Facebook, the things like my Orange Chair Dialogues, all the videos that I've posted over the years, and my access to my communities, because I have several communities. And it occurred to me in that little bit of sadness and maybe a little bit of panic, what I would lose, but also what's really important. Now, I know this is like an existential message in something that wasn't that big a deal, but it reminded me that there's a different way to look at everything. And I refuse to give into cynicism. I have been there in my life where I've been very cynical about things. I've looked for the negative. I have been judgmental. I have been less positive than I make a point to be now. And that wasn't the way I wanted to live my life. I have my moments now. I mean, the whole idea about getting real is about being who you are in the moment you are. And I still am not the person I want to be all the time. I don't make all the right decisions. I don't do everything perfectly. But the really interesting thing about understanding perfectionism from another point of view, because I used to be a perfectionist who would beat herself up about anything that wasn't perfect, and that was everything. I've learned that perfectionism from another angle looks a lot different, and I'm starting to understand that the perfection is in the imperfection. And that sounds a little weird, I suppose, but it's perfect that it's not perfect. And I can look at that so much differently. I've started this painting journey, as many of you know, and that is teaching me a lot too. I used to believe I needed to make paintings or art or writing or anything I was trying to do creatively. I always believed there was a standard by which I was to measure my performance. It could be singing, it could be anything that I was doing. And painting now has shown me that I'm not happy and joyful when I'm doing realistic painting, when I'm trying to make something look like something else, when I'm doing, a landscape scene with trees, or I'm working on 2 paintings right now that have this preconceived notion of what they're supposed to look like in my head, because I'm doing a couple of different things right now, and I'm not having fun with them, because it's putting me back into that space of perfectionism where I've spent most of my life judging myself against some sort of standard somewhere. And when I do that, I do not have fun. I do not enjoy the process. And I find ways to fix it, make it better, do something else so that I get that feeling back. And that's been really interesting to me as I observe that. I'm not great at copying something else. I'm much more free when I'm just allowing the creation to happen. I know that sounds a little weird. It still does to me too. But when I just allow And by the way, I'm using my hands a lot more. I've always been someone who doesn't like to get her hands dirty, which is weird. But I really like using my fingers and getting in there into the painting and putting the color where a brush can't seem to do the same. And so there's a lot more of me in the paintings I'm making these days, except these two I'm working on right now because I thought they needed to be different than they are. I thought I needed to control them. And I tell you all this because I'm seeing the contrast. I'm not seeing it as judgment, even getting hacked on Friday. I did something that was probably irresponsible. I allowed a hacker to have access to my contact information. I was able to get it back within an hour, 90 minutes maybe, of, panic and worry and all those kinds of things. But I was able to get it back. I think I secured it. And I'm also learning about attachment in a new way. And I'm not as attached to things as I thought I might be. I still value things, but I'm not attached. So I don't know. It's just this awareness I have. Vanessa, I once had a similar issue. Some jobless hacker tried to hack my account. I was quickly referred to a cyber professional on her Facebook page who helped me to safeguard my account using a software. Now no one can penetrate or even try to hack my account again. So I'm getting a lot of help here, everybody. This is great. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Kikilorma. Thank you, and thank you, Angel, for your feedback. And good morning, Rosemary. So this is good, people. Just so you know, if this ever happens to you, there are ways to get it back. I was able to do it. I was able to get it back. But we have some other resources here. So, and again, I'm not going to be cynical because it's easy to go, oh, here's somebody else trying to access my account. And I don't know Angel. I don't know Kalorma. I don't know Vanessa. And here we are. I could turn cynical and say, don't trust anybody because everybody's out to get you. And I think that's what our world wants us to do these days. I refuse. I refuse. Just like painting, I'm going to allow my higher spirit, my higher guide, whatever you call it, to guide me. And that requires faith. And faith is just something you don't see, but you believe in. You might not see it yet. So my sister, some people, glad you got things back. Yeah, me too. Especially my sister and your grandbabies, Patty. I've been able to watch our new little baby walk. I couldn't see that. He just took his first steps and there's video on Facebook. That's why I love Facebook. I love social media because I'm able to keep in touch with people I don't see every day in IRL, in real life. And so, yeah, it's unfortunate that people do this, but I'm not blaming them. I'm not. Here's the thing, everybody. Awareness, seeing things differently, being aware of things gives us a whole lot bigger view. As I grow in awareness, I grow in compassion. And you may call that soft. You may say that I'm, too, I don't know what you might say. It's just what works for me. And again, that's a whole other conversation, what works and what doesn't, as opposed to what's right and what's wrong. I know it sounds squishy. I know it sounds Pollyanna, for those of you who remember who Pollyanna is. I get it. This might not be right for everybody to have this kind of attitude. But I tell you what, I would prefer to let love win, let the light shine through, than to become somebody who closes everything off to any possibility. I just choose differently. I choose more aware. I choose what I follow and who I follow and the actions I take from a different place, from a place of trust and a place of guarded, boundaries if need be. And it's really interesting because I'm learning as I go. I'm learning to trust my higher power in a new way. And I may not follow up with people who I don't know. And that's okay. It's no judgment. It's just I'm following my intuition. Portia, I love your perspective about your painting, letting go and allowing. It's been a real journey, Portia, because that's not the way I've been in my life. I've been really perfectionistic. I've been somebody who doesn't try things I know I can't be good at the first time. And this has been a real heart opening mind-opening journey. It's not cheap. It's an investment because you have to invest in paints and canvases, and I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos from styles I really enjoy, and I'm watching how they get the results they get, which helps me because it builds some foundation, some fundamentals. I could maybe get there if I just kept trying things, yet I want to learn and I want to apply learning. Sometimes I learn on my own and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I don't want to do that. The beauty about painting on canvas is you can just paint over it. And that's something that I'm learning not to be attached to. It's so funny because I had this square painting I was working on and it was supposed to be like a river and trees and I hated it. Ugh, I just did not like it. So I just painted over it. I took a picture of it so that I could see the before and the after. So I'm seeing results. I'm seeing what I like. I'm seeing what I don't like. My own stuff. I'm seeing the things that I would do differently when I take a picture of it. I'm learning from people who have experience that I don't have. Hey, do this. Think about this. This is a way to finish your paintings. Put a wire on the back. Oh, I never thought about hanging it. I just never thought about those things because it didn't occur to me that people would want to purchase these. But people want to purchase them. And I want to share that. I want people to see a painting and feel something and have that hanging on their wall and have that remind them of whatever that feeling is for them. I love that part of what I get to do. I love sharing this with people, this journey. I love sharing what I'm producing from my new freedom. Yeah, Portia, it is a powerful lesson for life. And you know that, as I do, right, Portia? We're on this journey of, I guess, revealing things, uncovering things. It's that onion skin thing where you peel back the layers and you find that there's something there you didn't even know about. Or maybe we knew, but we just didn't know how to access it. I'm learning that there's a distinction for me, a huge distinction between pushing and forcing and doing, because I've been a doer all my life, and allowing a different energy to pull me forward. It's not that I'm not doing something. It's that what I choose to take action on comes from a different place. And what I'm calling that these days is enlightened leadership. My friend and colleague Chris Angel and I have started a new membership community called Enlightened Leadership Lab, and we had our first gathering yesterday. It's so great to be in that space with people who are looking for, seeking for, searching for similar things. And when we all get together and we can have conversations that matter, that lead us to different actions, it's not that we're just talking to talk, it's that we're connecting with other souls in a space of, we're going to call it enlightenment, when the light comes on, when the awareness happens, and when things dawn on us differently, we now have a place to collaborate in our conversations and dialogues. And in that space, every week, things can be born of the time together that we take out into the rest of our lives and take action on. And in my case, what I'm doing is pondering, journaling, pondering, noticing, observing, adjusting, coming back next week to share what I've learned. And the beauty of the Enlightened Leadership Lab, one of the many, at least after our first gathering, is that we are peers walking each other home. We're not, Chris and I are not guiding and we might be guiding, but we're not leading and teaching and telling this is what it is. We're guiding in a way that allows a conversation to happen, so it's not just haphazard, which there are times and places for that for sure. But in the lab, we're remembering that we're talking about enlightened leadership. What does that mean? Lead enlightened is a different way to just go first in your life. And in that space, we are really pretty excited with the 7 people who joined us yesterday that this will be a place for all of us to grow and expand. And just think, if 7, 9 with Chris and me, 9 of us start that conversation every week and we become committed to that kind of a conversation, take it back into our lives, we're all over the country. We really have an opportunity to impact the people in various parts of the country so that every week we share and expand, share and expand, share and expand. And if there are things about the world I don't like right now, I don't like that I got hacked, I would do it again though if it meant I could help out someone. I'll just be more aware and I'll be like, ooh, that doesn't seem like something you'd be asking for. Let me check. So notice, observe, check. Check before I take action. And then take action and then check results. Because I want to make sure that what I did produced the result I intended. In this case, it didn't. I have a hope that in that little text exchange I had with the person who hacked, that maybe there's something I said that can cause him or her to think a little bit differently. If not, it's not my job to do that. It's just my job to be me, to be real, to, I guess, teach by demonstrating. And not to teach, but just to inspire and learn as I go. And that's my intention here. So if you're interested in more information about the Enlightened Leadership Lab, I would love to invite you to check out enlightenedleadershiplab.com/invite. And that will give you some more information. It'll be a video of Chris and me talking about it. And there will be a way to register. And then if it seems will be a good fit, there's another step. So here's another Emmanuel John giving me some information. So I don't know these people, and you know, I'm going to be grateful. Thank you, Emmanuel, for that. And I'm going to say that some of these people who are showing up here who don't know me and just saw that I went live to talk about getting hacked may give us some good information and may, you know, we'll just be cautious. We'll just be cautious. So thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Vanessa, Kikilorma, Lormal, Angel, thank you for your help. And Rosemary, I know you. Patty, my sister, I know you. Portia, I know you. Thank you for being with me today in this conversation so that it feels as if I'm not just talking to myself. There's actually somebody here. Oh, and Roger, thank you for stopping in, my cousin. So with that, everybody, as always, get real, which means uncover some of the things in your own life that might have been keeping you in some kind of cynicism, perhaps. Cynicism is a deep-seated negative feeling about a person or a situation. And when it's deep-seated, it's really kind of difficult to pull it out and take a look at it in a different way. So be skeptical. For sure, be skeptical. Skeptical just means I'm not quite sure yet. I'm a little bit skeptical. I have questions. That's awesome. Be skeptical. But really watch when it starts feeling cynical, when you start closing yourself off to people who have a different point of view than you, who people you might not know. Lindsay Earhart, you're in France. Oh my gosh. Lindsay is walking the Camino. Lindsay, we're going to have a conversation here after you get back. You're right in the middle of it right now, I know, and I've been watching you, and I've been watching your pilgrimage. I have another friend, Tanya Waring, who is also walking the Camino in Spain right now. My college roommate, Sandy, just completed it for, 3 weeks, Sandy? There's something about the people in my life who are digging deep right now, uncovering a lot of those things. And I would love to share their stories with all of us because that's what it means to me to be real. Get real. Dig in. Real, radical, energized, authentic, learning focused. Remain open and choose from that space. Because otherwise we're going to start closing down and we're going to be closed to possibilities and we're probably going to have lives that are probably a lot like what they currently are. Not that that's wrong or bad. If it's what you choose and what you desire, keep doing what you're doing. Oh my goodness, that's the goal, isn't it? To find a life that lights you up, that brings you joy. Keep doing that. But if it doesn't, there might be something to take a look at. And that's what it means to me to get real. So thank you, everybody. Take care.